Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 129 and today things have got just a little bit crazy in England. For those who don't know, we got the tiniest bit of snow last night. Like literally, it was about half an inch of snow. But in England, that is a serious problem. We don't deal with snow particularly very well, so half an inch falls. All the flights have been cancelled, trains have been cancelled, they're running replacement bus services that are really late and really delayed because they're not running in this tiny amount of snow. I went to the dentist today, the reception wasn't in, so all of the dentists had to do all the reception stuff, so that meant that everything was crazily unorganised. It was just all over the place. Everything has broken down because of this tiniest little slither of snow that is fallen overnight. Like, it's ridiculous. I see other countries, places like Lapland. I've been to Lapland. They get insane snow, but everything still seems to function. Obviously, you've got places like Canada, which just get like 15 feet of snow. You're like buried in it, and you still see them travelling to work absolutely fine. Nothing slows down in the slightest. We get the tiniest bit in England, and just everything breaks. I can't believe what is going on here. But anyway, I'm going to stop ranting about the weather. There was a stage on my YouTube channel where I would rant about the weather pretty much every single episode, but those days have sort of passed now. So in today's episode of Hermitcraft, we're going to continue work on the base area that you can see just outside of my loaded chunks right there. This is the new base that we have been working on. Now, the previous episode was really action-packed. I mean, we got a whole ton of work done. We did all of the walls, we did all of the leaves, all of the grass. We also mined out the new central section, planned out all of that. It was a mega episode. And if you haven't seen it, would highly suggest checking it out before you start watching this one. But what we're going to be doing today is sort of something a little bit similar. We're going to be ruining all of these walls right here, or we're going to be making them pretty and then ruining them. Then we're going to do all of the foliage, adding in all of the grass in the center. Then we're going to do another mining mission right the way down at the bottom to create the third layer. So this thing should be its full size by the end of today's episode. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can get all of that stuff done, we will start work on some of the other detail bits like the pathways, the passageways, and also the rooms that we're going to be adding on the outside of this thing. So the first thing that I have to work out is, do I have enough resources right now to do all of the ruining straight away? Because last time we had stone brick walls all the way around and then we broke them down to ruin them. This time it would be nice if I could just ruin them straight away. So we're going to need a whole ton of stone bricks. We're going to need a bunch of stone brick stairs. We're going to need stone slabs, which by the look of things we've got plenty of. We're going to need smooth stone, and as I say, gravel. Gravel is definitely necessary too. Now I wonder if this is going to be faster or slower than the other way of doing things. So as I just mentioned, the last time I did this, I had a full stone brick wall and then I ruined it from that point forth. This time, I'm having to do it from scratch and I'm basically just ruining as I go, essentially, which I don't know if it's going to be more efficient or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I've come up with a new super fast method to do all of my ruining, so all I have to do is basically go up in a pillar a little bit like this and just randomly select the block that I want to do. Now I do have a bit of a bias towards stone bricks because of course this is meant to be made mostly out of stone bricks, but there we go. That is one of the pillars done. Now don't get me wrong, it is still a bit of a painstaking process. There is, I think, 212 blocks in total in this circle right here, so that is 212 of those pillars that I have to do, but it's a lot faster than the method that I was doing originally, so I quite like it. So in today's time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you guys about something that I personally feel quite passionate about, which is health and fitness, which I'm sure is going to bore the pants off of some of you, because generally speaking, there really isn't an in-between. People either love health and fitness, and they love going to the gym, being active and everything like that, or they hate it. They would much rather be doing something else, but they do it because obviously it means that you are healthy and fit. Thankfully, I am one of the people that really enjoy it. I absolutely love that sort of thing. Been going to the gym for the past maybe 3 or 4 years. It's only been in the past 2 years that I've really been taking it seriously, but over the past couple months, because of how busy I've been, unfortunately I haven't really been able to smash it like I normally do. Which is why, recently, I have been trying my best to get back into it. Now this isn't like a new year, new me type thing, but over the past maybe 3 months, I have been doing what's known as a bulk. That was my way of getting back into the swing of things, is to do a bulk, which may sound a little bit strange because a bulk involves eating lots of food in the hope that you will put on weight, which I know seems a little bit counterintuitive. But yeah, you eat lots of foods of certain types, so you have to consume like a certain amount of protein each day, a certain amount of carbs, a certain amount of fat. That's known as your macrocalories. And if you hit those, then generally speaking, you put on a lot of muscle as well as putting on the fat. And then the idea is that once you've done that, you then do a cut down, and then in theory you should lose a lot of the fat. You'll still lose a little bit of muscle, but you should retain a lot of the muscle that you gained during the bulk. So essentially it's like a slightly quicker way of getting a lot bigger very swiftly. Now, that is something that I've been doing recently. Some of you may have noticed it in my vlogs. I look a little bit rounder in the face. Don't worry, that is intentional. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate side effect of the bulk, but it is intentional. Hopefully now, though, I have done the switch, and over the past couple of weeks, I have begun cutting back down. Now, so far, I've lost like 2 or 3 kilos, which is a decent quantity, and I'm still lifting the same amount in the gym, which is always a good thing. I haven't lost any strength just yet, and my face is becoming a little bit squarer again. I have a ridiculously square face. I have such a square face. So hopefully in the next couple months, the square face will be fully returned and back to its usual form. But I just thought I'd give you guys that little update right there. Obviously, it's the very start of the year, so I know that there's some of you who are probably doing exactly the same thing, trying your best to lose weight. I just thought I'd give you that update. It's going well. Everything is good. Now let's hop back onto the Hermitcraft server. So the main bulk of this area right here has been fully filled in. It has been completely ruined and it is looking good. And now I'm just in the process of doing the final few blocks. Now these ones are a little bit tricky because of course I have to stand on top of the slabs and then place in the blocks right here, but things are coming together quite nicely. And then I think I'm going to pop down to the bottom and add in the extra blocks, like the ones that you can see there and there and there and there, that really do add the properly ruined look to it. Because right now it looks like a little bit clean, but not too ruined. We want it to be super ruined. This place is extra specially deadly. I've already died once. I definitely need to light up that top area right there, because I just keep getting knocked off. It's horrible. The plus side is, though, this place is looking epic. It is looking so good. Yes, that is exactly how I imagined it. Now you can see I've got some leaves in my inventory. We're going to add all of the bushes and things like that, and also all of the extra ruiny blocks. I thought it would be a good idea to do both of those at the same time. And then, as I say, I should probably work out how to light this place up, because oh, it's scary. It is genuinely scary at night. Alright, so with these, that should round up the bottom section of this area here, and yes, it looks so much better. Oh, I love the way that the extra ruining looks. I mean, the sort of top area up at the top here, you know, that looks cool. It's a cool idea. It looks a little bit ruined, but it still looks very orderly, whereas this just looks mental, but it's also in a circle formation. It's perfect. That is spot on. That is exactly how I want it. And also the leaves are done really well. Really well. I'm liking it. Okay, let's do the top half right here. Tiny bit more complicated. We're going to need a ton of scaffolding for this one, but it should end up looking just as good as this area down here. As far as I can tell, that is going to be all the ruining that we're going to be doing in today's episode. So let's just remove the final few pieces of scaffolding now. We've only got a little ways to go, and then we can actually take a step back and look at this thing for the first time. And I have to say, I haven't actually done that yet, so we don't really know what this thing's going to look like, but I have a feeling it's going to look cool, and boom! Yes! I just double fist pumped it into the air, and it really hurt because I did arms at the gym yesterday, but I'm just going to keep doing it because that looks mad! That looks truly crazy. Let's try and get some lift with the old fireworks. Yep, there we go. We're off. And okay, it's not really as noticeable. It's not really as noticeable from above. But you know what? From that angle right there, it looks pretty cool. There is a tiny bit more leafage that we need to add in one of the spots that I just noticed. But other than that, like tiny little thing, it looks awesome. It looks so good. Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. This thing looks epic. Right. Okay. Well, we're going to be moving on from all of the ruining, and we're going to be cracking on with the next part of the project, which is lighting. Yeah, it's still a death zone down there. Now, originally, when I was coming up with ideas on how to light this place, I thought of an insane system. It was insane, completely bonkers. And I was sort of considering doing it, which is to add tripwire hooks all the way around and then tripwires going across, which would detect the player when he came in, and that would light up all of the lights. Number of problems, though. Number one is that when the player isn't there, things could still spawn in here. So you'd travel in, everything would light up, but then there'd be loads of mobs in here. Not a good deal. And number two is that the tripwire wouldn't quite reach, which is a bit of a pain, as that would have just been amazing. That would have been absolutely incredible. So instead, we are going for the old faithful hidden glowstone lighting technique. It's not quite as fancy as the one that I just said right there, but you know what? I think it'll just about do the trick. Try your best to ignore the rain, but I just thought I'd show you on the camera count here. Look how crazy my assortment of bases look. That is seriously, seriously cool. I'm so proud of how much I've managed to do in this Hermitcraft season. Now, I'm a little bit lost as to what I'm going to be doing with the doorways. So, the idea is that this area right here is sort of almost going to work a bit like the drone, in that there's going to be areas splitting off from this main frame sort of hole. So we're going to have one going off in that direction, one off in that direction, one off in that direction, and one off in that direction. Now, I don't really know how I'm going to do the entrances. I mean, really, this one's difficult. Maybe I could just punch them out, and then maybe have an unruined border going round. That could be an idea that works quite nicely. I just don't know. Alright, I think I have come up with a design that I actually quite like. As you can see right here, we have got some oak wood. We also have a whole bunch of stairs and everything like that. Then we have some cobblestone up on the top, just to make it look like it's sort of semi-supported. And yeah, it looks good. I mean, we've got it in all four of the corners, and I'm saying corners in inverted commas for our circle right here. And I think they're nice, and they're definitely very recognizable, which is good. Now I think I just want to have a quick chat to you about what my plans are for each one of these things right here. Because I have a few ideas, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have all the ideas yet. In theory, we are going to have 8 different sections that we can travel off into in this place right here. Right now, I have about 2 ideas, okay? So I've sort of built this thing before coming up with what I'm actually going to fill with it. Now, one of my first ideas is a big storage silo system. So it's going to be for things like cobblestone, stone, dirt, all of the things that you can pick up from doing like mining sessions and things like that. And I just want to see if we can store up loads and loads of that, and that will turn on all of the redstone lamps. I think that would look really, really cool, and that will go in one of the sections. The next thing is a sheep farm and other animal farms. I mean, we need a handful of animal farms in this place right here. So a sheep farm is probably the most important, but I would quite like a pig farm because we don't have a pig farm at this point in time. And also there's one other farm. Oh, a cocoa bean farm. And a tree farm. A tree farm is one that's literally just popped into my head, and I think a tree farm would work really well in one of these sections over here. But as far as the other ones are concerned, so we have one layer. As far as the other layer is concerned, I don't know. So I want you guys to head down to the comment section and let me know what you think I should fill all of the other sections in with. And they don't have to be redstone related. They could be purely decorative. It could be like a crazy armor stand room or some form of evil lair type thing. Maybe like a survival bomb shelter bunker type thing. It would be cool if you guys could send me like your most creative ideas, and then I'll read through all of them, and in theory that should give me a whole ton of inspiration for the next sections that we are going to be building. But we are going to continue work on this thing. I just want to experiment just a tiny bit with an idea that I've recently had. And I am going to warn you, it is a fairly off-the-cuff idea. I think it could look cool. I think I should just experiment with it. It shouldn't take too long. So let's give it a bash. 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in theory it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have created yet another circle on the Hermitcraft server. We've added another one into the base, but this one is a tiny bit different from the other ones that we have done recently because it is hovering above the top there. Now, I have no clue if this is going to look good or not. Okay, let me just get that out there. But let's fly out here and let's take a look. It's just an idea that came to mind, you know, as like a little bit of symmetry, I guess. Yeah, I'm finding it hard to love that. I am finding it difficult to love that. I mean, we'll see what it looks like from the drone, but these are not... No! Oh, I thought we were going to die then. But these aren't the sorts of sounds that you want to be making when you've just done like a completely new thing to the base that you've been working on for the past few days. No. That was such a bad idea. Why did I think that was a good idea? I might leave it up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If you don't like it, I'll take it down in the next episode. Anyway, we have got a little bit of mining to do. As you guys know, we need to do another circle in the center right here, and then we need to knock out all of the blocks. It's only a 15 blocks in diameter circle, so it shouldn't be too difficult, and we should be able to get it done nice and quickly. I just want to say, I do apologise that today's episode of Hermitcraft has been very similar to the previous episode of Hermitcraft. Pretty much all the projects have been exactly the same. Unfortunately, we're working on a project that involves layers, and I want those layers to be pretty much identical, which means that we are having to repeat the projects. And I want to try and get this done as fast as possible, simply because I like working on things quickly. So unfortunately, yeah, there has been a few duplicates of the things that we need to do. With very little pickaxe left to go, I think we could be clearing out the final blocks here. Yep, that one's knocked out. Yeah, that one's knocked out. That one is all knocked out as well. We're done. That was so quick. My word. That was so much faster than I was expecting it to be. Let's see if we can launch. That was good. And there it is. That is what the base is going to be looking like. Now, if you're wondering what the bottom circle is, that one right there is probably going to be for a beacon. So we're going to have a beacon or potentially a set of beacons on the inside of that thing, just going straight the way upwards there. So that is the whole reason that we've done that, but obviously it completely matches up with all of these different ones right here. The only thing that I will say is that this area around the outside, the little donut there, that definitely needs to be covered with grass, doesn't it? I wasn't planning on doing that in today's episode. I really wasn't, but I think that would be a good way to round things off here. But as per usual, I want to deafen you again. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thankfully, my microphone is a little bit louder now. I've changed up some of the settings, and hopefully this sounds a little bit better. But where are all of them? Seriously, is someone else in the end? There's a chance someone else is in the end. You know, in the last episode, I was a little bit worried that I wasn't going to have enough dirt. Well, this episode, I am definitely worried that I am not going to have enough dirt. I don't think I will. Genuinely, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish stacks, maybe. Oh, we're not even halfway. I think we've just about done it. We have a couple stacks left. So really, there was nothing for me to worry about. I tend to panic about that sort of thing way before it actually starts happening. But there we go. That is the full layer, fully filled in with all of the grass, and whoa, that is a lot. Those were all, oh my word, those were all ghost blocks. So you know, occasionally when you're mining really fast, wow, that was a lot of them. I don't think I've ever seen that many ghost blocks. I guess I had like a slight connection error. Let's just pop off the edge and see if this thing looks cool. I'm assuming it probably will, and it does. It definitely looks cool. This is definitely one of my favorite things I have built on the Hermitcraft server recently. But unfortunately, I am not going to be working on it anymore in today's episode. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be heading right the way up to the top of my base, just like this. We're going to try our best to find that platform and land on it. It's fantastic news. And we're going to finally go AFK overnight over here and try our best to get a decent quantity of gunpowder. My shop has been out of stock for so long, and I've only got like maybe 9 or 10 stacks of gunpowder in the system right now. We need more than that. We need a lot more than that. So we're going to go AFK overnight, and we're going to see how much stuff we can manage to get. So we are now back on the server, and by the look of things, we have been surrounded by dirt. It looks like one of the players on the Hermitcraft server has popped up, and they have filled us in. Now let's see. Right, okay, so the spawner has been left on. This thing should have been working all night. Finally, we have managed to get ourselves a half-decent AFK session. Now let's see. Yes! That's brilliant. We've got ourselves one large double chest over there. And hopefully we've got exactly the same on this side. Yes! Finally, we have got ourselves a large quantity of gunpowder. We have successfully... Oh, what a brilliant moment. Alright, so we have managed to do it. We have got ourselves a whole ton of gunpowder. Obviously, we will have a bunch of bones as well that we should take over to the bone barn. We've got tons and tons of arrows, loads of string, probably about 1 billion pieces of rotten flesh, and a bunch of witch farm drops as well. Fantastic, excellent. That is absolutely brilliant. Couldn't be happier. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to end. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.